What the fuck? There is no way Sam Bradford could ever be MVP. What a dumb idea for a video. Who even is this JZ guy even thinking? This is the dumbest thing he ever thought of.
Shut up, you stupid, she said. Hey guys, what's up? JZ back here with another Vikings video and another discussion video on could Sam Bradford win an MVP? Now this, like the angry Packer fan that was just yelling at me, don't just read the title and type up a storm, hear me out. I'm going to break down and we'll see if it's possible for Bradford. Of course, yes, it's possible. Is it probable? Do his numbers back up that he could possibly win an MVP in the next year? So I looked at the prior 4 MVP quarterbacks and looked at their numbers and took averages. So starting off, last year's MVP, Matt Ryan, he had a completion percentage of 69.9. He threw for 4,944 yards, and he had 38 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. The year before, Cam Newton, of course, his throwing numbers are going to be a little bit off because he had a lot of rushing numbers, but we'll just go with his passing numbers as well. He threw for 3,800 yards, 35 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions for a percentage of 59.8. Next, Aaron Rodgers. If you have ever wondered what if Aaron Rodgers was a Viking, I did a video on that. If you're interested, big long video. Check it out in the comment section down below, in the description. In 2014, Aaron Rodgers had a completion percentage of 65.6. He threw for 4,300 yards, 38 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. And lastly, let's look at Peyton Manning. So in 2013, he had a completion percentage of 69.3, threw for 5,400 yards, where he threw for 55 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. So I thought to make this fair, I would just do an average. So I have a list of MVP averages. So this is like the ballpark of where a quarterback would have to be at to win an MVP in this day and age. Of course, this would change decade to decade as the game has evolved. So I thought take the most recent one to make this the most sense. So on average, the last 4 quarterbacks, a 65.9 completion percentage. They threw for 4,659 yards, 42 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Now let's look at Sam Bradford's career averages. And of course, have to take into account injuries. So I took some of his numbers, for example, his yards per game, and then took that times 16 to get it if he played a full 16-game season, because that is the biggest thing with Sam Bradford. Can he stay healthy? And that's going to stay on the backs of the big men in front of him, namely the newly acquired tackles, Riley Reef and Mike Remmers. So they can keep Sam upright. These would be his averages. So now let's look into him. Starting off with his career average of 62.3 completion percentage, 3,829 yards, 20 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. So of course, every single one of those numbers are way too low for to be in the MVP discussion. But keep in mind, he's dealt with injuries, and he was injured and had a bad team in front of him for a lot of those years. It's not fair to take his averages to say what he could be. So don't click off this video quite yet. Let's look into how I predicted Sam Bradford would be based off of his last year's stats with the Vikings and how much the other players are improved around him. So I think our offense is going to be much, much better. If you want to watch a whole video on how I think the full Vikings offense will be next year, click on my Vikings offensive predictions in the comment section down below as well. So let's look at my Sam Bradford predictions for 2017. I have him being right where he was at last year with a 71% completion percentage. He'll throw for somewhere between 4,100 and 4,600 yards, somewhere between 30 and 34 touchdowns, and I kept him right where he was last year at 5 interceptions. So now, completion percentage, is that better than the MVP average? Check. Interceptions, is that under the MVP average? Check. The 2 that he has to get, and the yards is obtainable because the 4,600 yards is right around the 4,659, so you could almost give that a check, but it's going to be a hard one to give. And then the touchdowns is the one that doesn't really come close to, where he's 30 to 34 when he needs to get over the 42 touchdown mark. So, can Sam Bradford possibly win the MVP? Well, that's going to be coming down to him having to throw the ball more and to get those numbers up. The other quarterbacks that we mentioned had to throw the ball a lot more, but it's nice to have a good running game just to take some of the pressure off. Matt Ryan, two great running backs. So having two running backs behind Sam Bradford that can really get it done, Latavius Murray and Dalvin Cook, both terrific running backs in their own type of playing, they can both give them a nice dimension. I think he could very well have a Matt Ryan type year where can throw it up. Do we have a Julio Jones? No, but we do have a Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen, which is a very good combo. Both of them combined are going to be better than one Julio Jones, so I think that's better. Do we have a Sanu? Well, we have a few other options in that area as well. We have a Laquan Treadwell that we're hoping that can break out this year. We have a Michael Floyd on the roster right now. We don't know if he'll even be able to play for the Vikings next year. That's still up in the air. Jarius Wright. We have a lot of options. Kyle Rudolph is probably right around a top 5 tight end in that bubble, probably at least top 10. So lots of options behind Bradford. So it is possible, but not probable. So, can Sam Bradford win an MVP in 2017? He could, but not likely at all. I think what we're going to get, he could very well be a Pro Bowl quarterback, but not in the MVP discussion at the end of the year. And even though he will be a big part of the Vikings offense, I think some of the top quarterbacks are going to knock him off. You won't be able to compete with Brady. You won't be able to compete with Matt Ryan or Aaron Rodgers. Those guys are all going to be above him, but I think he'll take a big step forward this year, and maybe in 2018 we can discuss this video some more. Anyways, there we have it. To summarize, if he can throw for more yards and touchdowns, he could be, but those numbers just don't seem to be up where he could possibly be in that discussion by the end of the year. So there we have it. So we'll see you guys in the next JOZ Vikings video. See ya.